buenos días. Mi nombre es Enrique Dudó, soy responsable de evangelización de Creative Cloud para Adobe. Es impresionante veros aquí hoy en un evento como el que vamos a realizar. Daros la bienvenida a vosotros que estáis aquí en la sala y también a todos los que nos estáis siguiendo por online a través del streaming. Como muchos de vosotros sabréis, el pasado día 6 de mayo, durante el evento de Adobe Max en Los Ángeles, anunciamos la última versión de Adobe Creative Cloud, que estará disponible el día 17 de junio. Adobe Creative Cloud en esta última versión, aparte de introducir versiones y actualizaciones de más de 15 nuevos productos como Photoshop Creative Cloud, Illustrator Creative Cloud, etcétera, etcétera, introduce también nuevas características, nuevos componentes de colaboración, de integración con Behance, etc. Es una solución súper completa que durante toda la jornada de hoy, entre el keynote que tendremos con Rufus, Paul y Jason, tendremos 4 workshops, uno de fotografía, imagen y fotografía, otro de publicación digital, un workshop de creación web y un workshop de vídeo. Vamos a ver muchas funcionalidades, mucho contenido nuevo que creo que os va a ser súper interesante. También un poco de logística. Durante el día tendremos algún break. Vamos a tener un keynote de 1 hora y media hasta las 12. Después empezaremos con los workshops. Habrá una pausa hacia las 2 para hacer preguntas online. Tenéis los hashtags. Me gustaría que los que estáis conectados a internet, acceso a Twitter, utilicéis este hashtag para poder hacer preguntas, y después tendremos los ponentes en 2 sesiones, una hacia las 2 y otra por la tarde para que puedan responder a vuestras preguntas. Y por último también agradecer a todos los que habéis participado en el concurso, que anunciaremos los ganadores esta tarde, y a los patrocinadores que nos han hecho posible hacer este evento y también este concurso. HP, que os ofrecerá un café hacia las 3 de la tarde, Dell, Wacom, Nvidia, Fotoli y también Red Bull Interactive, que hará una cosa chula, ¿verdad, Natalia?, durante también la hora del café. No me voy a alargar mucho más, de hecho no me voy a alargar más, os voy a dar paso a los que para mí son 3 de los mejores evangelistas del producto que tenemos en Adobe. Os harán la charla en inglés, el keynote en inglés, les he pedido también lo más despacio posible, ¿vale? Tenemos obviamente 1 hora y media, así que intentarán cubrir el contenido en esta hora y media. De todas formas, gente del equipo de Adobe estará aquí, yo estaré aquí. Si tenéis preguntas, algún tipo de ayuda, no dudéis en preguntarnos, ¿no? Y por último, dar paso a Rufus, Jason y Paul.
My name is Rufus, here we have Jason, and there we have Paul. But before we begin, Enrique, can you just come back quickly? Can you ask the audience who traveled the farthest today to come here?
¿Quién ha venido desde más lejos para este evento de hoy? A ver, ¿es dónde? México.
México. You win.
Colombia. Mexico.
Colombia, Mexico.
Colombia, Mexico. I think it's only Colombia, though.
And Colombia would be for...
¿Alguien más lejos? New Zealand.
Where? Bolivia.
Definitely.
Wow. Bolivia. Okay. So because I did a little thing there, and we went to Johannesburg, to Milan, to Istanbul, to Warsaw, to Moscow, to London, and from every city I take something with me.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
This is a tricky question. Are you from Bolivia but live in Barcelona? Okay, that's good.
You traveled from Bolivia. So here you go. I'm bringing you this from London. The little gift from... Thank you. And let's begin with our presentation. We're going to be talking slowly. Anybody not understanding English at all? Okay, good. Can we have a nice slide, please, on the screen? Switch slides. Yes. Okay. All right. So just before I begin, I just wanted to show you our Twitter handles. If you want to ask us questions, if you want to engage with us during the show, after the show, and also the links to my blog, to Paul's blog, and to Jason's blog, of course. And again, the hashtag for today is Create Now or Creative Days. Now, Like I said, we three are now on a world tour showing what we have presented at Adobe Max last month. We will be talking about Adobe Creative Cloud and, of course, the new Adobe Creative Cloud applications. But why are we doing all of that? Well, the first thing is that we've seen that the world has changed a lot, and you have seen that a lot as well. Like in the past 10 years, everything has changed. Suddenly, everybody has a mobile device, everybody has a tablet. And it's become very difficult for us creative professionals to actually control the assets that we're using. It's difficult to share the assets with our customers or our co-workers. It is also difficult to participate in communities, in specifically design and creative communities. So with all of these things, we think very deeply at Adobe that as the world changes, as the way that we work creatively changes, so must the app and the services that you are using. Before I continue, let me just ask you, how many of you are already on Creative Cloud? Okay. CS6? CS5? CS4? CS3? Are you ready? CS3? Right.
I see you shy.
All right.
It's okay.
Very good. And how many of you are designers? Video professionals? And web professionals?
Be proud.
Be proud. All right, so we have the vast majority of designers here today. So, as I said, as this all changes, we need to provide you guys with the software that you need to perform in today's changing world. So when we launched Adobe Creative Cloud last year in May, we made a promise. We promised our Creative Cloud members that there will be continued innovation throughout time. Okay, this is one great benefit of Adobe Creative Cloud. So on this slide, it's pretty small text here, but it gives you an impression of what we've actually done for our Creative Cloud members. Continued innovation. In August, for example, we had updates to Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Muse. And then in December, we had very big updates for Photoshop. And all of these updates, we can provide them to our users as they become available. And this is really what has changed in our workflow, is that as soon as our engineers are ready with that piece of software that will help you work better, well, we can just push it to Creative Cloud and have you use it. And then last month at Adobe Max, we presented our new vision around Creative Cloud and also all of the new Creative Cloud branded applications that will come out. So what we said basically is that there will be no CS7. All of the applications are now branded CC. So Photoshop CC, InDesign CC, Premiere CC, Flash CC, everything is CC. And basically, what we've also said is that Creative Cloud is our way that we are going to provide you with constant innovation. Those of you who are not ready to jump on the Creative Cloud right now, well, we still have the Creative Suite 6 available, and we will be making updates to Creative Suite 6 as far as operating systems are concerned and things like that. But no new features. The new features are concentrated all on Creative Cloud. Now, let me just explain what Creative Cloud is, because many people think that Creative Cloud is just a way for Adobe to sell their software better, right? It is not only that. It is, of course, that as well. I mean, you see here most of the CC applications. We are actually launching 15 new, completely newly designed applications that goes from Photoshop all the way to the Media Encoder, to Flash, to Muse. All of these applications are new, and they will be shipped on June the 17th. So we're only 10 days away from that. So in 10 days, our Creative Cloud members will receive all of these updates as part of their membership. But Creative Cloud is not only that. Creative Cloud is also the ability to actually sync settings, fonts, and colors and preferences from one machine to the other. Because as you know, when you install Adobe software, you can actually also, you can install it on two machines. Basically, it may be your office machine and your home machine, or your office machine and your laptop. Okay, so you have two machines that you can install these applications on. So we've devised a new system so that your machines can be synchronized. So if I change a keyboard shortcut on my laptop, I can then have the same keyboard shortcut in Photoshop on my work machine without having to think about it. I can have the same fonts, the same colors, all of these things sync seamlessly. Another very important part of Creative Cloud, of course, is collaboration. And collaboration means the ability for creative professionals to share their files with their customers, with their colleagues, and to have a way to actually be able to comment on the files. And you will see when Paul shows us that, you can even collaborate and show Photoshop files where users can turn layers on and off, or go through InDesign documents. And then comes the community. At the end of last year, we announced our new, how many of you are on Behance? Behance, anyone? Okay. And Behance became part of the Adobe family, exactly for that reason. We needed to fill the gap about the community inside of our Creative Cloud vision. And basically, all of you Creative Cloud members have now access to Behance, and it is seamlessly integrated with your Adobe ID, and you get a lot of cool things with that. For example, the personal portfolio. A Behance Pro site is a $99 value, and this you get for free inside of your Creative Cloud membership, so that creative professionals can create their portfolios online very, very easily. Then, of course, you need to publish the work. And Creative Cloud gives you all the ways necessary to publish the work to print, to video, to web, to tablet devices. Inside of your Creative Cloud membership, for example, you have the opportunity to publish as many iPad apps as you want from InDesign. And it's all included in the membership. And then, of course, with this Creative Cloud comes a new app that we call the Creative Cloud app, which actually lives on your desktop and which will allow you to sync your fonts, to go on Behance, to see if your applications are up to date, to see if there's new applications being added, and a timeline that will show you exactly what you have been doing with Creative Cloud. And as you can see, Creative Cloud is not only the applications. The applications are cool because you have access to all of them. But Creative Cloud is a much wider concept that includes single settings, the collaboration, the community, the portfolio, and the ability to actually publish your work. And with that, we're going to move over to Paul very quickly because he's going to give us a tour of this new Creative Cloud application.
Thank you, Rufus.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
All right. So we'll see my screen here in a second, and yes, really excited because I get to show you how to use Creative Cloud and even some new things that are going to be launched in 10 days. All right, so this is really cool, really fun for me. I'm really excited, but it's probably because I had too much Red Bull this morning. All right, so here I am, and this is coming soon, the ability to jump in and download whatever app I want, whether I want to get into video, web. There really are no boundaries to this. And all I need to do is hit the download button and access that like Adobe Audition, or I can sort. So again, this is a long list. It's nice to see what's available for graphic designers. So I can jump in here, I can click on Muse, read about Muse, find out more about it. Oh, scrolling down. Oh look, learning about Muse as well, because we have learning resources in Creative Cloud. In fact, if I click on that Learn tab there, you'll see all the various learning resources as well as creative voices. All right, because I know I'm paying for an online subscription to training. It's nice that I have this as part of Creative Cloud. All right. Now, I've accessed my apps, and quite frankly, when I download an app, what I get is it will install, and it will actually install this desktop app. You can see conveniently tucked up in my menu bar, you can see that I can install anything. And if I would have clicked the Muse button, it would begin installing Muse. It's out of the way, I can continue to work. And like Rufus mentioned as well, if there's an update to Photoshop, it will actually tell me right in here. It says, hey, you know what, you have an update to Photoshop, all right? Obviously I have this up to date, but this is great. I don't have to always keep track of my email or the Adobe website. I'll actually get it right in this list, nice and convenient for me. All right, so I've downloaded some apps. I've learned a little bit about them. I also want to jump into the Files section. So selecting Files right in here. These are the files that I have synced to Creative Cloud, available to me anywhere. And when you start out with Creative Cloud, you won't have files in here, but all you need to do is just select one and drag it into the browser, and it will upload it. As you can see, it's happening right there. It's uploading that file. I happen to have a PSD already in here, and again, this really is exciting for me. Being able to work in a Photoshop file, check out an Illustrator file, click through pages of an InDesign file, which is really impressive because I didn't have to package it up, I didn't have to save out a PDF, I didn't have to put it in an email and send it to the client just to get lost somewhere, who knows, right? I can literally have this available online because from here I can not only get the details of this PSD, I can have the ability to add comments right in here. Here's my awesome website. Do you think, Rufus? Right? So I can send it to Rufus, and he could comment on it, and he'd probably say, hey, Paul.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome, exactly. Leading question there, right? I'd say that's great. He could be my designer friend. Anybody on my team could be the client, and literally it's just a matter of sending him a link, just making that public and sending it that way, all right? So that's available to you, actually today, you can do that. It's nice that I have that capability, and like Rufus mentioned, the ability to have access to your layers. So I can say turn on this overlay layer, and it will render out that layer. As you can see, it gave me this pop-up right down here. Okay, so I can have different layers. In the case of this, like web design, I can have, say, little pop-ups or a drop-down menu, whatever the case may be. But this does mean, guys, don't do like I did. Name your layers. Whose PSDs look like this? Mine kind of get there, right? Clean them up, people. I need to clean up mine. I'm sorry. But again, if you show it to a client, they'll be able to see those layers, all right? Okay, so that's in the browser. It could be, any file I can drop right in here and watch it sync, just like you saw a second ago. But another thing I can do is I actually have access to my files on my desktop, okay? So Files tab, oh look, I have the ability to open up this Creative Cloud folder. All right, so there's all my files. So all I really need to do is just drag this Illustrator file in here into that folder, and you can see it's syncing up right now. They're visually able to see that Illustrator file, all right? And even in the case of, look, here's this PSD. Opening up that PSD. Since it's in that folder, I can make changes on my desktop. Whatever the case may be, I can change any of these layers. As you can see, I can make this darker. Let's just make that text at the top black, just like that, and I can save it, and it will actually sync. Look, what did I not do? I didn't have to zip it up and send it in an email, or however you work, right?